This is DRF Race of the Day. Hi, everybody. Illman and Mike Beer, the DRF Race of the Day for Friday, July the 9th. Race number 7 at beautiful Belmont Park. Let's throw up the field of optional claimers. They are New York Reds, and there's some good ones, going a 1-turn mile and a 16th. You can download free formulator past performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at drf.com. Access them, handicap along with us. Mike, the 4, too early, 9-5 on the morning line. Big fig last time out when the beaten favorite.
Yeah, earned a figure last time of 94 in a race that actually set up really well for him, Dan. I guess, one of the things that you would like about him in here is, he's a horse who kind of wants to sit a little bit and make a run, and it does feel like there's speed to set him up.
Perfect segue for our time form U.S. pace projector. Daneberry is a fast horse. We're expecting Daneberry to make the lead, but Daddy Knows likes to be close. Seafoam's best races have come close. This pace could certainly heat up.
That's how I looked at it. Daneberry is a fast horse, and it feels like he's back in form finally, Dan, after a little bit of a period there where he wasn't. So I think he's dangerous, but it does feel like both the 1 and the 5 are horses who are at their best when they're up there as part of the pace. And so if they go with them, it's going to make things hard on Daneberry.
Second start of the year for the veteran, the number 1 Seafoam. He is a multiple stakes winner, and Seafoam didn't fire last time out in the commentator, his first start of the year, but it's an interesting pattern. His first start of 2020 also came in a 1-turn mile over a sloppy track, and he did not run at all. Clement then dropped him in for 40, and he aired. Clement's going to drop him in for a tag after the poor performance on slop last time out. I'm expecting him to move forward.
Me too. His best race makes him really, really hard on this field, Dan. We'll see if he can show up and run it. He is a horse who is at his very best when he's able to make the early lead, though. So we'll see how the pace sets up for him. He's won 5 times beyond sprint distances in his career. And all 5 of those wins, he was either outright on the lead or he was contesting the pace before prevailing. So, he just wants to be forward. You could give him the layoff excuse last time. I guess you could also say this horse hates a wet track. Which was the second time in his career that he caught a wet track and was terrible. And it's supposed to rain on Friday. So I think if you catch a wet track, that's something you might want to at least keep in mind.
3 Jokers, the number 2, came through with a career best performance on a wet track in his most recent start about 3 months ago at Aqueduct. Let's turn into the stretch of that 1-turn mile at the Big A, and 3 Jokers has assumed command of this race. He's late to change leads, but once he does, he digs in and he beats a solid field. He beat Too Early on the square.
Yeah, he did. He was pretty game in this race. I like that he sat a little bit early, Dan. He sat just off the leaders up the backstretch. Then he went to contest it, took over. He's pretty game to the end here to hold on. I thought this was a pretty good performance for a horse who I, personally felt like he was better than he looked on the way into that race. And then it feels like he finally took a little bit of a step forward there. He showed he can get a distance of ground. There are things to like about this horse.
A horse that would benefit from a fast pace and perhaps a wet track is the number 3, Bourbon Bay. John Velasquez takes the mount for Mark Hennig. Third start of the form cycle. This horse finished behind Too Early and Daneberry, but fell far behind last time out.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about his last race. He was really disappointed in there, Dan, because he looked like he could be interested in there based on some of his prior efforts. That pace was fast. Daneberry went to the lead and did not really rate it. It felt like this race set up pretty well for Bourbon Bay, and he had absolutely nothing. I think he's better than that, but I'm a little leery of him now.
He finished 6th in that race. Too Early finished 2nd. Let's watch Too Early's performance. 94 Beyer speed figure going the 1-turn mile for Linda Rice, and he's on the outside. He has a lot of work to do. We see Daneberry in front. Daneberry's eventually going to be run down by Control Group. Too Early takes his time to change leads. Once he does, it's a nice solid late kick.
Yeah, he rallies and gets by Daneberry for 2nd here. All in all, I thought he ran fine, but, I also felt like he kind of took advantage a little bit. He got a really nice trip away from Daneberry, who was going a very solid pace early in that race, Dan. I felt like Too Early, considering he was the favorite in there, and got a perfectly clean trip into a setup, I thought he only ran okay.
His former stablemate, the 5, Daddy Knows, claimed away from Linda Rice, now in the Ray Handel barn. This horse showed some pace last time out against open claimers, finished 4th as the favorite in a blanket finish. Has a fig 2 starts back when able to make the lead, but it just seems like Daneberry's going to make it tough for him early, if not Seafoam as well.
Yeah, the pace scenario could really work against this horse, who feels like if he's going to beat a field like this, at least at this stage of the game, he's going to need to probably catch some breaks. He's actually a horse who was okay at one point, but it just feels like they dropped him and he finally started getting good with the clash relief. Ray Handel does a really good job off the claim, but this is a tough spot.
Daneberry keeps getting better. We just saw him finish third, first start for Tally Lynn, showing that good early speed. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We know Louis Saez is very aggressive and drawing outside of the other two speeds. If one of those other two catches a flyer, maybe Daneberry could sit, but I have a feeling he's going.
Yeah, me too. I mean, speed's his best game. And it finally feels like he's maybe back into good form after losing his way for a while. He took the, when they dropped him in for 25 2-bet, they took the bar shoe off that day. And he really took a step forward, won that race very easily. I thought he ran great last time, Dan. That pace was fast. And you can see in the replay we showed for too early before, this horse was tired at the end, but he had a right to be. He went fast early.
I Love Jackson beat open claimers at Belmont 2 starts back, then wheeled back on only 16 days rest to run in this race at Monmouth, an off-the-turf seller, 22,000 the tag. Wasn't a lot of pace on. Look at those fractions, half and 50 and 2, 115 and 1 for 3/4. In with a chance in the stretch, finishes third. The winner would come back to run second with a 79 buyer at Monmouth.
Yeah, not a big excuse for him here. He just couldn't quite get there at the end as he's just going evenly down towards the finish here. This horse is okay. He's got some back races as well, but it's another one. It feels like once they finally dropped him and got him some class relief is when he got good.
Let's take a look at our top picks for our Friday DRF race of the day. Seafoam's the most accomplished horse in this race. It's possible he's seen his best days already, but I like the pattern. It's his second off the layoff. I think he hated the wet track. I'm doing my anti-rain dance, Mike, because if this horse goes off at close to his 6-1 morning line against this field, he should be tough.
Yeah, I agree. I think all things being equal, he's probably just the best horse in the race. We'll see if he can still run. I was a little bit concerned about the pace scenario and perhaps if it rains again, Dan. That's the only reason I didn't take him on top. I'm going to go with 3 jokers. I just think he has upside that his main rivals lack in this race, and he showed that he could sit a little bit last time. So hopefully he sits in this race and gets another good trip.
And he beat the morning line favorite in his most recent start, trained by a good one in Johnny Terranova. Same super, different order. Mike's going 2-4-1-6. I'm going 1-4-6-2 in your Friday race of the day, the 7th at Belmont, approximate post time 4:08 Eastern. Good luck.